Now I'm going to tell you how my student Gülşen and I are using libOpenDRIVE to convert OpenDRIVE road network datasets through the GDAL library into GIS-friendly geodata formats, which we can later use in QGIS, for example. This OpenDRIVE, this special format comes from the automotive engineering domain, where it was previously mostly used for driving simulation applications, where you are relying on a highly detailed virtual environment, covering also visual properties and also a very detailed road network, which has to compensate all information about the lanes, the road markings, infrastructure elements, traffic signals and signs, and so on. The data itself is hierarchically structured, where the road is the main element. So road also can have links to predecessors and successors. And inside the road, lanes are defined, which again can also have cross-references to other preceding, succeeding elements. And a signal which is bound to a road can also feature lane validity, and so on. At the junction, multiple roads connect to each other, which can also be additionally defined through linking properties. So it gets pretty complex pretty fast. And the roads in general are defined through a imaginary arbitrary reference line, which can be wherever. It's not necessarily defined that it has to be in the center of the road. It can be somewhere at the border of the road, for example. And all elements basically are referring to this reference line and are defined in relation to it. So the course of the reference line is the main element describing the course of the road, and it can be built from different parts, such as line snippets, spirals, and also complex cubic polynomials describing the road topography. And this ensures that we have a continuous geometry definition, which is very important for driving simulation and traffic simulation applications. When looking at the geometry, we can see that each geometric element of the reference line has discrete anchor points. Here we actually have UTM coordinates, and the course of the geometry is defined through a continuous geometry function, a mathematical function, which might also be a cubic polynomial, a complex one. Here we have just an arc with a constant curvature, but it can vary very much, especially if you have real-world data sets. So in order to convert the data, you have to discretize the data, which is basically what at latest you have to do when visualizing the data, and everybody is doing it for OpenDRIVE sooner or later in order to get the data somewhere to be processed. We are using libOpenDRIVE for it. Previously we were using our own custom library, but it turned out that libOpenDRIVE recently gained a lot of interest, and many people are using it, and we also at the Institute use it in different applications. You can find it where you can find any open source software on GitHub. And so what we are doing basically, we are using libOpenDRIVE to discretize the OpenDRIVE continuous geometry functions, which we then turn into simple features of the OGC standard. So OGR as part of GDAL enables us to convert these OpenDRIVE specific elements, such as signals and objects, for example, as point elements, and the plan view, the road reference line, and the lane boundaries, and so on, as line strings. And you could also have the lane polygons as the drivable surface, for example. So with the new CMake build process, everything is pretty easy integratable after figuring out how it works, and it compiles well under Linux and Windows. And what we get in the end is our extension of OpenDRIVE, of the GDAL library, which is very nice, because with this we can either directly load our OpenDRIVE datasets into QGIS, as I have done here previously, or we can convert OpenDRIVE datasets to shapefiles or geopackage or whatever you like. Right now we only have a small branch in our fork, but my dream is to get it as an official GDAL driver in future. So if you're interested, you can join our small community, you can contribute to the standard development, and also in future it might be an application domain extension to CTGML. So have a nice time and see you next time. Thanks a lot.